Hey, this is Michael De Silvas with New Hunter Church of Christ. When I went on there to post my Bible verse of the day, like I usually do on this group here, see that group right there? They just took me off there, didn't send me no email or nothing, and I don't understand why they took me off the group, because they didn't send no comment or nothing. I just went on there to go and post my verse and stuff like I usually do, and I'm no longer a member of the group, so somebody could get back with me and tell me, or if they have social skill issues or whatever, maybe they can learn a course on humility and understanding and compassion, and maybe they could put me on there. Otherwise, if it's a misunderstanding because somebody hit the wrong name that they meant to band, because I know how that can be, because I do a domain, I have a number of chat rooms myself. If you could just go ahead and take that off and put me back and reinstate me on there, I really appreciate that. Because usually people, when they have social skills, they usually tell people about things. They don't just take you off a group without giving you a reason as to why. So I just wonder what was going on there with that dude. But the thing is, that's the group right there. This group right here. That room there this morning had taken me off their group, and I don't know why. No comment, no nothing. So I don't know if there's a problem with the person who's running, might be mentally ill or something. I don't know what's going on, but maybe it was just a fluke. Hopefully it's just a fluke. But anyway, we got a lot of content to put out, and we'll be putting it out on Facebook. We got my own groups anyway, and they're picking up too, and they're getting a lot of traction and attention too. So we don't, if they're going to be that way, I don't need to be on a group like that. It's going to be kind of biased and things. We're going to still continue our question series on the law, and it's still going to get out because we really need to talk about the law. And hopefully people will look for those questions, for those who like the questions, and those have did a lot of comments and feedback on them. We love to have you to still do that, and hopefully this is just a fluke and they'll just reinstate me because I don't know what happened there. Okay, well, we got today's news. As you know, 3 mysterious deaths have occurred in the Richmond jail, a new jail that they built about a few years ago, about 5 years ago or 7 years ago. And 3 deaths this week have occurred in the Richmond City Jail. They don't know why these people died. It was like 1 died per day. So it's like in 72 hours, three people were killed in the jail. And they're mysterious, so there's an investigation with federal and Richmond police authorities. They're looking into it. When reporters and when we called to ask about information, they just said they don't have any information, and they're keeping it really tight and silent, which is very suspicious. And due to the nature, before they always were very transparent, and anytime something happened in jail, they would always be free about giving the information. So something doesn't sound right about this, and it could be possibly something that might be going on in other jails too, not just in Richmond, but also in other jails. Maybe they're doing some kind of new way of punishment or persecution. I don't know. We don't know if the jails are dirty. We don't know if there was a virus that they could have attracted and killed them, or they were denied if they needed medication. They were denied the medication, and that's why one person had a seizure and died because he was epileptic, and we don't know why the other people died. But people do die in jails from time to time. But when you have 3 happen in the span of 3 days, that's highly suspicious. So we're going to tell you more as the news envelops on that story. This is from De Silvas' Media, InfoWars News. Also, controversy still surrounding the flag. Guys going up to people with guns. In Chesterfield, they were giving a peaceful flag walk protest. And then the other day, a few days before that, there were bottles being thrown at cars and trucks that had the flag, the Confederate flag, waving from their vehicles. What is going on with people? Have they just lost their common sense and faculties? Are they just crazy or stupid or both? I mean, are we living in a country of animals, or are we living in a country of organization and intelligent people? I hope we're living in a country of intelligent people, but because the way that people are acting there don't seem too intelligent or human, of human origin to me. It seemed pretty like animal-like behavior. But, but when you're throwing things at cars, it just doesn't seem right there. So another thing, that's another thing. It's kind of weird. People are going up in people's yards and burning the Confederate flag. They don't like the flag, so they go on your private property. I would be careful about that, folks, because some people said if you go on their property, they will shoot you down. I would not do that overnight. That's not a good idea. You're going to go to the wrong house, and you're going to be in a casket. I would not go on somebody's property and mess with their flag or anything at night. It's not a smart idea. Because if you want to get shot, you're going to go to the wrong house, and it might happen. I'm telling you. I'm not threatening. I'm just saying some people are going to do that. I'm not going to do it. But I know some people, they've said that to me off camera in Hanover. So, don't be doing that stuff, folks. Let's start being civilized, Because if you go on my property and you're messing with anything, I'm going to shoot you too. So, you better just stay where you are and stay away from things, okay? And, don't cause trouble. You should be on the properties burning people's flags because you don't like it. Too bad. That flag's a symbol of history. You all need to get over it. I know some of you all black people feel, hurt by it. But it wasn't something that we did, and it wasn't something that anyone else did either during this time. That happened over 200 years ago. You all need to stay in today, and that's what all this is really all about, this facade. Stay in today and don't worry about what happened in the past. We don't live in the past. Last time I checked, we live in the present and future. And the only way we're going to get better and closer as a nation is we stay in that modality. We're not going to do anything if we keep living in the past. That's why history is history. That's why it stays in the past. It's not supposed to be re-resurrected. You hear about all these wars. You hear about all these wars and things about taking down statues and removing bits of culture. I've got a little thing I want to quiz you about. Obama and Hitler seem to be shackmates or cellmates or brothers. I mean, when I say that, I mean the real sense. I'm going to tell you why. What did Hitler do and what did Obama do first in this country to rational? What did he do? I want you to guess. What did he do? Just think about that. Okay, I'm going to tell you. You don't have the answer. Well, mess with the healthcare system. Ding, 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 ding is what Hitler did too. Secondly, what Obama did is he's going after your guns. Yeah, that's what Hitler did too. He took away their weapons, the ability to offend themselves. To offend themselves and to resist. Ding, 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 ding. That's what Obama's trying to do. That's why he keeps bringing it up. He says, I'm coming after your guns. And he really is. Now, thirdly, removing bits of culture and history. And that's what we see happening on the onslaught all around the world, not just in America, may I say, but all around the world. So we see this phenomena going on. All right, thirdly, we also see where we get people racially infighting against each other. Obama and Hitler did that by creating distractions and race wars and economic wars and also artificial scarcities to drive up prices on food and natural resources like gas and other commodities. We see a lot of that going on with food, especially the medication too. And we see that happening with all across the board where things are a lot higher than they really should be. And that's what Hitler and both Obama have done. Ding, 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 ding. So if Hitler and Obama are both brothers, they really look like it by their actions. That's in the news. You decide. All right, another story that just coming across our desk. I like to tell you, have you ever wondered, and I'm just asking, have you ever wondered about the merger between Martens and Foodline? Did you know that they merged up? Yes, they shacked up together. And I don't mean in a romantic way, but they have merged. So as a result of their merger, because of a survey that they conducted, they're going to lower prices on all staple foods wherever Martens and Foodline, where they are in the southeast of the United States. They're going to lower prices on peanut butter and detergent and jelly and fruits and vegetables and a variety of other things in the store. So that might be another reason to go there and shop, because you might actually get a lower price than at Walmart, I hate to say, on certain things, because that's probably true even before this merger. It's always good to shop around at more than one store, because you will find better deals on things elsewhere a lot of times than you do at Walmart, and vice versa. Walmart's got good deals on things too. So, you get things at Walmart really cheap, and then other places you get things cheaper than you can get at Walmart. So, I would shop around. Don't do your shop just at one app. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. Just kind of go to different stores. Look around, because that's how you save more loot. That's how you get more stuff for your money. And that's the way it usually is, because that's what I used to do, is ride my bike to different stores and get different products from different places, because they were better and lower in price. Even though they were smaller, sometimes they had lower prices. And they really did. And they really do. So, I mean, I'm not making this up. So I would check it out, folks. So I wanted to tell you, I hope that the Church of Christ and the other Church of Christians Church will let me back onto that group. I don't know why they took me off. Never got no warning. That was kind of strange. So people, if you like my content, just go to my Facebook page. We will put it up there. We will put it up on New Hunter Church of Christ website. And we also will put it up also on the Bible Club and all the other ones too. So don't worry, the questions will still be a-flowing. We ain't worried about those people. They want to be just like some people in the church to try to get you silenced, which ain't going to work, because I don't think they like what I'm doing, so that's why somebody took me off, because they think, I'm trying to stir up debate, when really all I'm doing is trying to stir up discussion. And the way people are now, when people do discussions, they think they're debates, because people, even in admins and groups like that, get their meanings mixed up, because they probably didn't go to college, or they just don't understand what a debate is and what a discussion is. And discussions are good and conducive for learning, and good to bring ideas out to the forefront. That's what we were doing in these discussions. And there were great discussions, by the way, may I add. They were wonderful discussions. So hopefully more of you will definitely take advantage of the questions that I put up, and please go there and answer the questions. Don't just look at them. Be like you were doing before. Comment on the questions and give some answers and feedback, okay? All right. So also support the New Hunter Church of Christ Community Harbor Square fundraiser. We are raising money during this time to help individuals and residents here in need. We want to give out money to residents here that are having a hard time with the medical bills and with food, and also with the rent and electric bills too. At this time, we need to raise money so we can do this, and that's what we're going to do with it. So we do this every year. So we go to people, the landlord, me and Nancy and Kristen. I can't look at their files, but I'll just tell them. They'll tell me where to go, or I'll give them the money, and they'll go door to door and just hand it out. I don't know how we're working, but the thing is, that's how we're going to do it. So you might get a knock on your door, and if you do, it's because we know you need money financially, and we're helping you out in that very way. So, it's not our glory, but for His glory. So when we donate to something like this, that's what it's going for, all of it. So, because people over here are in need, a lot of elderly that are on fixed governmental income, don't have a lot of money to work with, don't even have a lot of family that come and see them, most of them. Sometimes these people are just dropped off here to live until they die, which is sad, but it's true. Because I work here, I preach here, and I know, because I'm right here in the crux, in the midst of it. So you want to talk to me about it, call me up at 804-789-9373. I can tell you all about it in full detail. I can give you a breakdown of statistics that are in here, from the religion standpoints to the atmosphere, the environment, what's going on. Meaning, when I say environment, what's going on in their life. I can't give you personal information, but I can give you general information, and that way you can understand where the donations are going and how they'll be utilized to help these people that are in need. All right, so if you can help us out, please do that. You can come here and drop it by, or call that number I just gave and find out more details. And the address is 7110 New Hunter Road, apartment 423, Mechanicsville, Virginia 23111. Make sure you put that on there. Put New Hunter Church of Christ above it, and we'll get it and we'll use it. We take checks, and we also take cash, and we can do credit card donations. So, give us a call, and we love to help you. And we love to help you, so you can help other people in this community, and you help us help others, and that's what the church really is about, essentially. All right, so like I said, be in prayer for New Hunter Church of Christ. And also, what is going on with the shooting that happened last night? Why are people why did this one deranged guy, is there going to be more people like this mad at military and going around shooting up recruiting centers? Said this happened in, I think it was Tennessee or Kentucky. It was one of those states. But it happened last night, and a couple people got shot. I don't know if there were any fatalities. I hope not. But the place got shot up pretty bad. They showed windows were shattered, and all the equipment and stuff that was inside was shattered, couches and all. They said it looked like a war movie, but only that it wasn't in a movie. It was reality. So is this going to be a trend all across America because people are mad at the military? Or are these handlers that have been handled just like the church in South Carolina, how they were handled, and that's why we're losing the Southern flag over some kind of chopped up thing from the government that's skewed behind this one individual so they could push their agenda to take away more freedom. So we'll let you know what's going on with that. That's no conspiracy, because that's why I call it a false flag, because that's exactly what they did. So anyway, let's go right to it. We have more news coming in off the wire right now. A lot of conspiracy sayers saying, oh, independent media's conspiracy sayers. Okay. J. Helms, since J. Helms been in effect, all dinosaur media like Fox News, CNN, you know, just to name a few, that's the dinosaur cluster crowd. They're the ones that push a lot of this race-based and culture flashing and also wars on the public and stir up violence by what they report and false information what they report. And that's why some of this stuff is happening and why we see an escalation, because of what they're putting out. Because they're bought by the government. All medias have gotten a large disclosed amounts of sums of money from Homeland Security and other private groups. That was like about, let's see, back in 2008 when this occurred. And that's why they all report this stuff, and they're working, their instrument is to attack and assault church groups and veterans and also patriots and people that drive John Deere lawnmowers and farmers. And so far their battle has been strong, and they've been doing this, cracking down on farmers, unjustly making up frivolous charges, giving them taxes. We see this happening more and more in the United States as well as all around the world. So it's not just a problem here at home on the local front on the domestic level, but it's also a foreign problem too. So what we see happening, how do you conquer nations? Just like when we compared Obama to Hitler, when we say you mess with the health care, you create race wars, I'll put them in order. You go after guns and all other freedoms and remove history and culture. This is how you take over countries and how you conquer nations. And that's exactly what they're doing worldwide as an initiative right now. The globalists are doing this, okay? Along with the banks, the world banks. Like J.C. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo. Some people might call it something else, which I'm not going to say because I'm a Christian. Also, you know, the bigger banks that are involved, they're involved with this stuff too, believe it or not. They money launder and drug launder all over the world, a lot of drugs too. And they're all in it. And yeah, I think they should be going after that instead of trying to create race wars and trying to, you know, come up with all this false accusations, you know, against, you know, America and other countries around the world. I had somebody write to me who's overseas in another country. He saw a comment that I wrote on Facebook, but he didn't like what I said. He says, I don't agree with that, because his thought is that he's in a country where they don't currently have guns. So his view, that's why he has that type of preface of thought, that he thinks that people, regular citizens, should not have guns. He thinks only authorities, he refers to it with his terminology, that experts should have them. But I disagree. I said, well, that's the reason, because you're from a country where they don't have guns, because over in your area of the world it's like that. But in the United States where we are, it's not like that yet. And hopefully, I hope it don't come like that, because, you know, when you have guns, you have lower crime. I mean, we have the numbers from the FBI.gov website from 2013 that shows that crime in areas where guns are, and people that own guns is what we're talking about, where people have them lawfully and honestly. Crime is just virtually, it's very low or non-existent. And so when you go to Chicago or New York, crime's off the chart where they have no guns. Have no guns at all. You're not allowed to have guns at all in those areas. So crime is off the chain. I mean, people running up to people, raping women and taking their purses and doing whatever they want because they don't have no way to protect themselves. Even martial art can't save you if somebody comes up behind you and pins you and you're off guard. And you could be a good karate person, but sometimes you can reverse those things. But sometimes if they know they know your counter moves, they could actually pin you so you can't reverse it. So, you know, there's only reversal move to get out of a pin is only good if you know how to be one step ahead of the person that's trying to rob you. But if they know martial arts and know similar things that you know, then you won't be able to get out of it because they know how to counter move your maneuver. So you won't be able to reverse it, see? So, you know, then you get robbed and you get raped. So even knowing martial art is good. But if they can pin you, you can still be pinned in that way, and you can't get out of it because there are maneuvers they teach you where you can't, unless the person lets you out. That's the only way. But so that's what I'm saying. So guns are the answer. If you take them away, then you can take away everything. And that's exactly what's happened in all these other countries where this guy is. That's why that factory blew up over there, because of ISIS, and why other groups are over there, why things are escalating everywhere where they don't have guns, like in London and things, and England and things, because that's the reason why. In Europe, they don't have guns in a lot of areas. They had big... the government's just saying, well, you take all your guns and arms right over here in the armory, we'll melt them down and we'll take them from you and give you a $200, well, I'm saying U.S. currency, but they'd be in their currency, of course. $200 tax fund. You're going to start seeing that here. Before long, you mark my words, because Obama's serious about this. This guy is a crazy man. He knows exactly, he's not crazy, but he's crazy to the point, but he also knows what he's doing. Because I never thought I would see a nation go full homosexual, where they have the same rights as we do, when they can't have the same rights, because they're not recognized in that way, and the laws that were written in the early days were not written for this, and they should not be changed to adopt this. So I never thought we would see a nation be all homo and faggot and lesbian like it has become. It's horrible. It's not scriptural, and it shows where our country is falling. Now we're going into sheer dark judgment because of the fact that our country has fallen from God's grace, and because we just aren't listening to what the Bible does repeatedly say. And that's why it's so important, folks. We need to understand the real principles of what the Bible teaches and try to apply them in all aspects of our lives. And when we see people that are gay, not to shun them, or lesbian or transgender or whatever they want to be every day, we need to talk to them with truth and love, like Paul says. Proclaim the truth with boldness and love. That's what Jesus says. It doesn't say shun them or outcast them. Jesus was always up in the midst of those people. Every day he was talking to people like that. Leopards, you name it. He was where demon-possessed people were, all of it. That's what we need to do, right? So, why aren't more churches doing the things that Jesus done? His model's what we're under, not Mosaic or Abrahamic. No, we're under Jesus' covenant, the New Testament. We're not under the law of Moses. We're under the law of Christ. So we need to start acting and thinking like Christ. And where you get all the answers at to all this is in the Gospels, and in the book of Acts, and in the book of Romans. Yeah, that's a good place to start right there. And then all the other Pauline gospel letters. It actually finishes and tops it all off. Jesus says, I came to not to destroy or abolish the law, but to fulfill the law. And that's exactly what he did, or what he has done. So think about that. And of course, I will see you with more information in the news. So hopefully we can get this Church of Christ thing resolved, because I don't know why they take me off. Michael DeSilves with InfoWars. Alex Jones, I love you. Keep up the good work. See you later. Shalom. Daily Syndicated Podcast from the Silva's Media in the News InfoWars Podcast.